Hi, my name is Kim Vermaak. I'm the author of the book series The Chronicles of Nadine, which is Evil Adventure. I'm going to be chatting a little bit about, and the Controns are quite ferocious characters. They are men of war. There are no female known warriors in this particular race, and you come across the very first Contron in book number 1. Now, it has a big part to, however, he is in a very small section of the book. And the reason that he gets put into this is that you can learn a bit about him, because knowing something about him and the book series. So the Controns were known for a couple of established communities, family communities of their own. What happened is that the men would war against different tribes, and they would claim women as spoils of war, and very often those women would have children, and the Controns never stayed. They had a code of honor. The code of honor that they had was that they would not allow anyone to survive war. If you were injured and you didn't die with the rest of your party, was the warrior, say the bandit king's life. That's a very important aspect of it. But back to their family heritage, because they never stuck around, you had all of these children that basically were in a fatherless state. And later on, you discover a character by the name of Beatrice. Beatrice is actually a Contron. For some reason, her father actually fell in love with a woman that he claimed as a spoil of war. And when she died of the plague, he went back and he claimed her. But because of their culture, he couldn't bring her a female child. So in order to care for her, he had to change her identity. So Beatrice was actually brought up as a male warrior. When it came time for her to biologically become a woman, he sent her away to another warrior tribe, which was purely female-based. And they taught her various kinds of skills to blend in with the environment, to not have her feminine sense become known to others. And once she'd gone through that training, she then returned to her father to continue fighting with him. However, in one scene, or one part of the history, she gets injured, and because of the injury, her gender becomes known. This was a huge violation of what their culture was. And when one of the other Controns wanted to claim her as a spoil of war, but her father did not want to allow that. And so he broke a rule, a very important rule, in that no, and for that crime, he had a dishonorable death. So an honorable death would have been fighting in battle and dying that way. A dishonorable death was a forced drowning. So Beatrice also then became fatherless because of what her father had done to save her. And so it's a continuing of the book on how we in the first Contron that you meet, you find out that they've got an acute sense of smell, and it's something that actually helps them in battle. So in book 1, Nadine has a bit of a burn accident, and there's a certain kind of smell that her skin lets off. I worked at a hospital for some time with surgeries, and when cauterize veins, it actually smells a lot like a charcoal steak. So it's actually a very real thing that you can smell that smell when someone has been burned, if you've got that sense of smell. And that is what they have. So they very often are able to track down people specifically because it's now, and that is how the Contron finds Nadine in the first book. He smells her. Out for my first book in the series, which is The Last of the Silver Wings. I'm currently writing book number 4. And if you like this video, subscribe to the channel below. and put down any comments